School Stadium, where today the 2-5 Lower Merion Aces will host your 7-0 Garnet Valley Jaguars in a Central League matchup. Today it's a rare Saturday start for us in the middle of the Penn State-Michigan game and on the front end of the Phillies game this afternoon, but some high school football to fill in the gaps for you. Looking forward to a good one. My partner and assistant coach Greg Mink will be joining us in the booth shortly. When I say booth, I mean the top row of the home team stands here at Lower Merion, but he had a chance to catch up with Coach Van Wyck earlier this week, and here's what they had to say.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are here with the Week 8 installment of the Coach Interview. Coach Van Wyck, welcome.
Hey, Coach. How you doing?
We're doing all right. Congrats on the win last week. Obviously, the Jags took care of business on homecoming. We're able to get to 7-0, playing against a Pencrest squad that was a little undermanned physically. They had a bunch of people beat up. You know, it was a unique week. We talked about it with playing against former coaches and players in Paul Graham and Jeff Allison and Matt Burba, and we talked about it on the broadcast. So if you want to just touch on the game itself a little bit, and then, you know, we'll talk about what's coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, the atmosphere was just incredible last Friday night. I actually told the players before we got up onto the field to take a couple seconds to just look up and see the crowd, because there's not many schools in the state or in the country that get the opportunity to play in front of an incredible crowd like we do at Garnet Valley. And I'm just always forever grateful of our community and the buy-in we have. But we certainly executed on offense and defense and special teams last week. I thought just once again, you know, it always comes down to our seniors, guys like Kieran Gallagher, Joe Cecchio, Drew Van Horn, played really sound football. And it was good to get another win under the belt and play the game the right way.
Yeah, and I know post-game comments from the coaches, you challenged the scout team all week. And, you know, we talk about it a lot as a staff and to the players, but if you want to just touch on the job that those players do week in and week out on getting the ones prepared.
Oh, absolutely. That is our number one emphasis. I think that's what kind of allows for us to be the team that we are. The amount of guys that buy into our program that don't get to play on Friday nights. And it's usually guys that are seniors or juniors that we call our scout team guys, the guys that, once again, aren't a starter, aren't a two, but they're out there every single day of practice imitating what we're going to see. Last week was obviously the best opportunity because Pencrest runs the same offense and defense as we do. So it was cool to see our guys really take pride in running their offense and defense, and they did a great job. But, you know, every single week we got guys like Abi Vaca, AJ Vaughn. The list could go on and on. Jack Burba. These guys just step up every single day and embrace the grind of getting our ones together, and that's a true sign of oneness, in my opinion. Everyone buying into the same belief.
Yeah, absolutely. Those kids, they work just as hard, and they take pride in their role in being a part of, you know, the 100-man strong unit that prepares us each week, Friday night, game in and game out, to be ready for Friday night. So it's great to see those guys recognized the way they were last week for the effort they gave. Real quick, obviously week 8, you blink and it's here. I mean, Garnet Valley, we had a bizarre, bye with Harriton leaving the league this year. So we have a week 9 next week without an opponent, but this is, there's only 2 games left. And you look back at the Heat acclimation week in August, it feels like it was yesterday. We were just talking about it with some of the offensive coaches the other day. Now, all of a sudden we're in week 8. We've only got 2 games left in the regular season, but we have some unique opportunities and circumstances with a Saturday game, the only one this year, with Lower Merion tomorrow, and then a bye next week going into that week 10 matchup. So talk a little bit, if you would, just about the challenges of, the grind of it being week 8, but then also the unique circumstances around week 8 and week 9 this year.
It's really hard to believe it's week 8. It truly has flown by. And, the biggest grind is injuries and making sure that we're continuing to keep our bodies in the right shape to withstand a 10-week season, a grind in the Central League. But yeah, this week is certainly different for us in the sense that Saturday game, we decided to give all of our players off on Tuesday, their first day off since August 8th, you could say. And I know they enjoyed that, especially with the Phillies playing on that Tuesday. But the rest of the week has been great. We pushed everything back, so we'll have a practice soon on this Friday afternoon to get ready to go and do what our typical Thursday routine. But we're looking forward to this Saturday, and then next week, we haven't had a bye. I couldn't tell you we haven't had a bye since I've been a coach. Probably might even go back to 2007 when I was playing, when we had a bye a long time ago. But it's gonna be a great opportunity for us to, number one, focus on ourselves. A lot of times, we focus on the other team and what they do. It's going to be a week to self-scout ourselves, get some good practices in, but also give our guys a little bit of an opportunity to get away from the game, do some community service that we have lined up, and try to make ourselves better, but also make our community better.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned the injuries. While the routine of having the week off as late in the season as week 9 isn't ideal because you want to stay in the routine of the Friday night games, it does help with getting some bodies rested and some just the bumps and bruises that happen through 8 weeks of high school football. So to get some of those guys rested up, I'm sure the ones who are beat up are looking forward to it. Let's look forward. We have a Saturday game, week 8 matchup against Lower Merion. At Lower Merion, as some may know, they don't have lights, so the games are played on Saturdays in the daylight. So it's a little bit of a unique opportunity to play daytime football, which is the old school norm for the old heads. But anymore, it's rare that we ever get a game that's not on a Friday night. So just talk about Lower Merion a little bit, what you see on film, and what the expectation is going into the game.
Well, they have a lot of talent. I think their record doesn't show what they're truly capable of. They got a left tackle that's 6'5", 275 pounds. He's ranked top 20 of players in the state. He's a big kid. He's physical. Their quarterback is a junior, and he is extremely athletic. He can throw the ball and run the ball. They got a running back / wide receiver, number 2, that they'll put him anywhere. And when their offense is going, they can be a serious threat. So we got our hands full on defense. And if you look at their box scores, pretty much every game's 20 points, 15 points. They don't give up many points. They're a physical team up front. Once again, they got some big guys in the front. And I've been very impressed with their secondary as well. So this game, I think it's the big focus for us is we got to embrace our standards. It's, we can't control, we're playing on a Saturday at 1:00, but we can control our energy, our enthusiasm. And that's our expectation to, no matter who we're playing, where we're playing, we need to match the same energy that we did on homecoming on a Friday night with thousands of people. So definitely different, but excited for this challenge with Lower Merion.
Absolutely. Well, good luck. Hopefully we're back here next week talking about an 8-0 week 9 bye week going into the Conestoga game, likely the next time we catch up. So we'll see how some of the injuries shape up, see where sort of the standings fall. At that point, we're starting to look at some District 1 things. Assuming that the team takes care of business these final couple of weeks, we'll be able to start talking about playoff positioning and such as we get to week 10. But I want to thank you for your time. I see the Phils jersey. Good luck, Phils. Hopefully we're still playing when we have our next get together.
That's right. Go Phils. Let's keep it going. Good stuff.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, and welcome back. Right in time for the coin toss. Captains for Lower Merion, number 1, Charlie Coyle, number 50, Andrew Cook, 60, Xavier Archowski, number 17, Ben Booker, and for the Jaguars, Mazaris, Gallagher, Myers, and the captain of the week is Abi Vaca. Lower Merion won the toss and deferred, and Garnet Valley will be receiving and going left to right. Lower Merion in maroon with white pants, Garnet Valley in their all white with white helmets. Coach Mink, Lower Merion 2-5, Jaguars undefeated, Central League contest. Your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, well, for starters, a little different for Garnet Valley anyway, and then it's a Saturday afternoon game. Oh, I think we're pausing for the national anthem.
Good afternoon and welcome to Arnold Field at Lower Merion High School. The Lower Merion School District welcomes you for today's game for the matchup between the Garnet Valley Jaguars and your Lower Merion Aces. The head coach for Garnet Valley is Eric Van Wyck. Lower Merion is led by Joe Augustine. We thank you for your attendance at today's game. As the game is played, we ask that everyone in attendance cheers positively for their team and supports the players on the field. The use of profanity and comments directed at players, coaches, and officials are prohibited. Lower Merion School District property is a tobacco-free zone. Anyone in violation of any rules or regulations may be asked to leave. Now may I ask you to please stand for the playing of our national anthem.
As you were saying.
We're back. Post national anthem. Yeah, just a different routine for the Jags, obviously playing a Saturday game. It's the only one of the season this year that's not on a Friday night. Only the second road game other than Haverford because of the goofy scheduling conflicts early in the season with some of the away turf. So for starters, just a different routine. But in speaking with the coaches this week, and you heard, if you were tuned in, you heard the interview with Coach Van Wyck where the emphasis to the players from the Garnet Valley side all week was just staying in their routine. Don't let the different days of practice and the different travel days affect everything else. And if you're Lower Merion, this is the norm. So for them, it's a home game, and this is their field, their fans, their place. So should be a good Central League matchup.
Yep, and we'll notice the stands are conspicuously a little bit thin because neither of the school's bands are here today. I got to figure that's because Saturday's a pretty popular day for band competitions elsewhere. So the regular accompaniment of students and band members is not here for the Saturday. But as we said, Lower Merion going to kick to begin the game. Owen Folk, the senior, number 42, on to do the honors. 3 deep for the Jaguars. And this one's a short pooch fielded by Lararis around the 40. He's up across the 45, and he's upended around the 48 of Lower Merion. So good field position to start for Garnet Valley.
Yeah, nice job by Ronnie Lararis of seeing that short sort of pooch kick. It's something that Lower Merion has shown through the year, throughout the season from their kickoff unit with ground balls and pooch kicks if their attempts to create turnovers or at least create fair catches. But Lararis was ready for it and managed to make the first man miss. There's some clock issues, I believe. Referees are getting together.
Garnet Valley looks like it's ready to go, but the officials down here on the near sideline still discussing some things.
Well, the clock's running. It's down now to 11 minutes, or actually 1:09. So there are definitely some scoreboard issues.
Yeah, they still haven't adjusted the pregame clock to game time. There we are. Now they got 11:56 on the board.
Well, they're saying 11:53.
Oh,
There
it
we go.
is.
Now we
And
can
we're
get
ready to
going.
start. So Jaguars, aside from Drew Bledsoe, the center, the normal line, almost healthy and back. Pitch out right away. Ooh. Short gain. Ball carrier is number 8, Trevor Sacamandi, getting the start.
Brings up a 2nd and 9.
A good start for Lower Merion defensively. They were able to string that toss out to let Pursuit catch up to Sacamandi and hold the Jags at just 1 yard gain.
Well, there's a pickup of about 4 to make this 3rd and 5.
Interesting to see Lower Merion. Garnet Valley runs a lot of double tight, and most defenses, it's interesting to see how defensive coordinators try and play that. A lot of defensive coordinators this year have stayed with their alignments up front between their D linemen and their linebackers, and Lower Merion so far has been adjusting side to side, strength and weakness.
It's like Larrera split to the bottom of your screen. This give goes to Westberg around the left side, and he's right around the first down marker. See where they mark it. They're going to mark him short, so it's fourth and short. Jaguars right on the ball. Oh, and hard count gets Lower Merion to jump. That'll be a first down for Garnet Valley, number 55 for Lower Merion. Felix Morales a little anxious there. So the 5-yard penalty, and the Jags with a first down inside the Lower Merion 40-yard line.
Yeah, defensive coordinators won't be happy with that. The nose tackle, whose nose is called nose tackle because his nose is right over the ball.
Yep.
But, 4th and 1, especially when Garnet Valley goes hurry, they want to get that jump.
And this Mazzaros, this time to throw. And he tucks it and runs instead. He's got some good yardage down inside the 30. Looks like it's going to be a first down. Scramble for about 10 or 11 yards and a first down for Garnet Valley.
But it's a Jaguar first down.
Yes. Okay, awesome. I will be right there. Thank you so much.
Clock running, 9:33 to go in the first quarter. Checchio and Bernard in the backfield, split. This give goes to Checchio, and he is upended by number 14, Declan Mack from Lower Merion after a pickup
Bringing up a 2nd and
of about
4.
7, 2nd and 3. David Dorff, number 58, back in the lineup. Good to see him back for the Jaguars. This give goes to Checchio again in the middle. He spins his way toward a first down, picks up
Bringing down
about 7 or 8 yards for a first down.
first down is 2.
That is right on the 10-yard line, so it's going to be first and goal for the Jaguars.
And the Jags make some substitutions, bring back in Westberg and Faith and Larraris.
Jason Bernard, the lone setback. Westberg in the slot. This give goes to Westberg in the middle. Small gain. Pickup of about 3.
Tackled by Jack Diamondstein.
Second and goal at the 7.
Brings up a second and goal.
Number 52, Jack Diamondstein on the tackle for the Aces. Quick swing pass out to Loreris, and he's into the end zone for a Garnet Valley touchdown. 7-yard completion from Mazzaro to Loreris, and the Jags go up 6-0.
Yeah, he gets a good stalk block from the wide receiver, Chris Faith, out there on the left side. Gets down at about the 1-yard line, gets hands on, and Loreris able to read that block and steps up inside it for the touchdown.
Drew Van Horn comes on to attempt the extra point. This is up, and it's good. Jaguars lead 7-0. That touchdown brought to you by Joseph Anthony Retreat Spa and Salon. Locations in Glen Mills, Springfield, and Center City, Philadelphia.
Well, the Jags got tested early on that first possession, first set of downs with the 4th and short. Lower Merion jumped off sides on the hard count. Garnet Valley able to finish the drive, and 1 for 1 on the day so far. So now the Aces will take over, looking to get things going on their side offensively.
53-yard drive there. Took for just over 4.5 minutes.
Taylor and Sam Zhang back for the return. Nolan Carroll was kicking.
Who's kicking?
He said Nolan Carroll, the PA announcer, but it's actually Drew Van Horn.
Okay. Van Horn kicks this one pretty deep. It's fielded around the 7. Oh, and a good tackle right around the 20
Nolan Carroll,
by Nolan Carroll,
not the kicker.
who's not the kicker but made the tackle.
On the 20-yard line.
So good special teams play there, and quarterback Mackay Smith, a junior, brings the Aces offense out for our first look at them. Ben Booker, the lone setback. 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen. And this is a ride here. It's given to Booker around the outside. Good gain for Lower Merion, just a kind of a read option
He picks up 3 yards.
and a late handoff, but very patient play there by both the quarterback and the runner. Pick up about 9 yards, 2nd and short for Lower Merion. This time it's a different quarterback in there, number 14, Declan Mack, taking that snap.
The Mack carry it for the first down. Tackled by Nolan Carroll.
This give to Ben Booker again, but that time swallowed up by the middle of the Jaguar defense. Kieran Gallagher, last guy off the pile there.
First carry for no gain. Brings up a 2nd and 10.
Sam Zhang, the wide receiver to the bottom of your screen, trips to the top. Oh, we got a false start. from Lower Merion. Going to cost them 5 yards, and this will be now 2nd and 15 for the Aces. Jaguars defense been so good all year long, averaging, giving up just 8 points a game. Gave up only 42 total yards from scrimmage last week in the big win against Pencrest. This give goes to Booker, but he's met in the backfield that time.
Loss of a couple.
First guy there again, Kieran Gallagher, number 60.
Kieran Gallagher.
So
He's up a 3rd and 17.
3rd and long, 3rd and 17 here for the Aces. Number 14, Declan Mack, a junior quarterback. Also see him in running slot and playing defense. That swing pass out to Joshua Barrow Adams.
Joshua Barrow Adams is
Complete, but it's going to be 4th and long, 4th and 11 for the Aces.
And this is something to see. This is Lower Merion goes with the spread punt, the Oklahoma-looking punt, where there's 3, 4, 5-yard gaps between all their players. Garnet Valley special team coaches worked this week on trying to keep those guys contained. They've got a couple looks that have some pressure based on situation.
Van Horn, the lone back. Minjoni, little pressure on the punter. Kick.
47 on the first possession, 46 on this one. So
about a 25-yard punt. And the Jaguars will start at their own 47. Number 56, Ronage McAlally in at defensive tackle. Pitch out to Bernard. He cuts it up. Oh, there's a collision there, but I think it was between two Lower Merion players. But good pursuit and a good tackle there. 2nd and 8 for the Jaguars. Clock runs under 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Mazzaro's play action, swings it out to Lareris. Lareris good for the first down and a little more inside Lower Merion territory, inside the 40-yard line down to about the 38 for a Garnet Valley first down.
And a first down for the Jaguars.
yeah, Ben Booker, number 17, in pursuit there on Lareris on that bubble screen. Maceros did a nice job of keeping his eyes downfield until the last second, getting it out there in the flat. And it's a tough ask of Booker, of anybody actually. Lareris is one of the quicker guys in the league, and he was able to get the edge.
This is a give up the middle to the bus, Bernard, for another Garnet Valley first down. Pickup of about 12 yards. 12 yards and another Garnet Valley first down.
Tackled by Brennan Else.
This ball placed just outside the 25-yard line on the 26. And there's the counter to Westberg. Good pursuit by the Lower Merion defense. Short gain. It's going to be 2nd and about 7.
Yeah, Lower Merion did a nice job of recognizing that right away on the pull. We're able to try and force Westberg wide, and then pursuit just got there. Didn't really have a lane to run through up inside.
Check that last. That was just a shorter pickup than it looked. It's 2nd and 9 here for the Jags. And Mazzaros looking to throw again. Another swing to Loreris to the right side this time. Oh, he makes a guy miss. But
Oh, it's
nice
actually
play.
Luke Mingioni.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, you can't tell with the 5 and the 6
They
and the
bunch up over there.
Yeah.
And
there's Mingioni coming this way.
yep, number 6, Mingioni. Apologies there, but
Mignoni with the reception.
Declan Mack,
Down by Declan Mack.
touchdown-saving tackle, brings down Mingioni at the 7-yard line. So 1st and goal for the Jags. This give goes to the bus, and the bus stops in the end zone for another Garnet Valley touchdown. Jason Bernard, number 36, for the score. Jags lead now 13-0, pending the extra point attempt from Drew Van Horn.
We'll have to look, Pat. I think Mingioni has pink socks on. Loreris doesn't.
All right.
So 5 and 6. We'll just look at the socks.
The point is good.
That works for me.
Now the score, Jaguars
2 for 2 for Van Horn, and that extra point unit for the Jags. It was an area of extra attention and extra focus directed from head coach Van Wyk this week to that extra point unit to be more consistent and more precise than what they've been in the last few weeks.
Night is selling concessions.
There were some contingencies put in about the number of misses during the week at practice. So far, so good with 2 for 2.
Yeah, I was going to say, so far, so good.
And football boosters are selling Lower Merion merchandise on the Schoolbrook side of the bleachers as well.
Today's game sponsors are Colleen Albany Dorash. She's a real estate agent in Pennsylvania with Compass Real Estate, and Albany is
Heading up to the kick.
her birth name. Married to the Dorash family, both big Garnet Valley football families. Appreciate the support and all the work over the years. Oh, and that one's a sidewinder out of bounds that will be put into play at the 35-yard line.
It will, unless it
If
goes
it-
out short of
Yeah,
the
unless
35. And it was
out
close.
short. I think it was right around there.
The Jags this week at practice actually practiced one of those rare, bizarre high school and college actually football rules where if a team punts a ball in the final 2 minutes of a game, the receiving team, if they make a fair catch, has a free kick opportunity from the spot of the fair catch with no pressure. So you can tee it up just like a kickoff, and you have an opportunity to kick a field goal with no rush. And a high school team won a game with 1 second left in the game this week. So the Jags practice that.
Okay. Oh, this throw over everybody's head.
Declan Mack's throw is incomplete. Brings up a 2nd and 10.
As the rule was explained to the players at practice, half of them were remarking about how crazy cool it would be to win a game that way, and the other half were remarking what an idiotic rule it is. It is one of the more bizarre high school. It plays in college, too.
You'd never want to be in that situation in the first place.
No.
In the backfield now, Zach Bond, along with Declan Mack and Booker. Mack going to take it himself, looking for room around the corner, but he's tackled for a loss.
But is brought down
Looks
by
like
Logan Hamilton in the backfield.
Logan Hamilton
The loss
from the
brings
middle
up
linebacker
3rd
spot
and 12.
just
And it's a well-designed play. They get both backs out in front of Mack on the pull. It's just a straight quarterback boot. But the problem with it is the backside contain, and Garnet Valley's Hamilton came through backside A-gap, and Garnet Valley just got pressure up inside that was able to get to Mack, having nothing to do with those lead blockers out on the right side.
So 3rd and long. Mack looking to throw, a lot of pressure. It's a screen. Oh, but it's incomplete.
Well, he had some blockers out there, too. That was well
Yeah.
set up.
8 Aiden Flizzar, the attended receiver, but just couldn't hold on. It's like started heading upfield a little bit before he secured the ball and forces a 4th and long for the Aces. And Declan Mack will drop back to punt.
Coach Augustine actually called up a good play, had a good look out there. I don't know if he would have picked up all 13, but he certainly had an opportunity. He just couldn't hold on to the ball.
A little more pressure that time. This one goes out of bounds around midfield.
Right at the 50.
Yeah.
The Jags' 3
Good
possessions so far have been 47, 46, and 50. That's a win when your 3 first-quarter possessions are all right at midfield.
Yep.
Kind of makes it tough on the Lower Merion defense. Those guys have their backs in their own end of the field pretty much right from jump on every possession. So probably an area that Lower Merion and Coach Augustine will try and get swung here as we make our way into the second quarter.
It's still about 47 seconds left to go in the first. This gives the Checchio on the outside, picks up about 8 yards, where he's wrestled down by a host of Lower Merion Aces.
Maceras did a nice job there. Ran the option, got a couple of yards vertical upfield, and then made that pitch out to Checchio as the pressure came on.
Yeah, I like seeing that when you kind of get downfield and make the pitch late. Oh, and here's the play action off the counter. And this swings out to Checchio. He's got it complete. Good enough for a first down and tackled at the 35 as the first quarter comes to a close, with the Jaguars leading 14-0 and with the ball driving.
Yeah, well,
officials will flip the field. Our other sponsor tonight for the game this afternoon is the Garnet Valley Alumni Association and their executive board featuring Dan Foltz, Dean Lafferty, Mike Schmidt, our man on the school board, Rob Hayes, Kevin O'Donohue, and of course, class of 85's Brian McNeil. You had a chance to talk to Dan Foltz, and we'll hear that at halftime.
We will. We actually sat down the other day, talked a little bit about the community and the support that the community provides to Jaguar athletics in general, not just the football program, but Dan also talked a little bit about our friend and dearly departed Dale Cresley and all the support that he and his family gave to Garnet Valley Athletics over the years. So stick around for halftime. Don't worry about that Penn State-Michigan game, which is 13-7 Michigan, by the way, in the second quarter.
Well, he got one on the board. That was important. Mazzaros looking to throw, and he's going to tuck it and run himself. And he is snowed under by number 99, who is not on my roster.
Mazzaros, bring up a 2nd and 11.
So 2nd and 11 there. Good coverage. Receiver's not open. This give goes the second man through. I can't see his socks. But it's Ronnie Lareris, number 5, on the carry, apparently.
According to the PA guy.
Yeah.
Bring up a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, he's got some pink tape on. This give goes to Westberg. Oh, good play by Lower Merion. Number 14, the quarterback, Declan Mack, stepping up from his safety position, and 4th and short, 4th and 2. for the Jags.
Jaguars are going to go for it.
Oh, give goes to Bernard, and it's good for a first down. Down to about the 17-yard line of Lower Merion.
Bernard on the carry, tackled by Brennan House, but a first down.
Nice job by Wiesendanger, Gallagher, and Myers on the left side. There, just a straight power dive in there for the first.
Yeah, that double dive it's tough to defend. To recognize it first and then have just enough bodies in both A gaps to be able to get a hat on a hat.
And this is Mazzaros on the keeper. Picks up about 6. Second and 4 for the Jaguars.
Tackled by Sam Zhang, brings up a 2nd and 3.
Lower Merion faithful urging on their defenders to
get to the quarterback.
Attack Garnet Valley's quarterback Maceros. I'm sure you could hear it.
2nd and 4. 9 minutes left to go in the half. And this kept by Mazzaros again. Works inside the 5. Down to about the 3-yard line. It's going to be first down and goal at the 3-yard line.
And for those also paying attention to the Penn State game, just got a text that Penn State had a pick 6, so now has a 14-13 lead on the Wolverines.
How's Trinity doing against Middlebury?
Haven't seen that score, Pat.
And here's Cecchio, and he's in for another Garnet Valley touchdown.
Joseph Ciccio walks it in for a touchdown.
That makes it a 20-0 lead here with 8.5 minutes to go. Drew Van Horn comes out to attempt his 3rd extra point of this first half.
I like the PA guy's pronunciation. He's calling him Ciccio.
Ciccio. I know,
Like
that
Cheech
sounds-
and Chong.
Like one of the characters in The Godfather.
Carroll's kick is good. Garnet Valley 21, Lower Merion Aces 0.
I think he was Frankie Pantangeli's best buddy.
Yeah.
Cheech.
Nolan Carroll continues to get credit for the extra points and kickoffs. He'll take it.
So 3 for 3 for Drew Van Horn and the field goal team. Van Horn will come out and kick again. Some quick shout outs. If they're not watching the Penn State game, George and Ruth Ann Wenner, Jerry and Pat Demling, Bill Biddle, Rich Castafaro, Mitch Bernstein, of course, from the Burn with Mitch. Tune in on Tuesdays and catch some of the Jaguar players and coaches on those interviews Tuesday nights. Mo DeFrank checking in. General Widley up in Connecticut near my alma mater checking in today. And, of course, Stan Solomon from Florida. This one fielded at the 15, brought up across the 25, and Lower Merion will start at the 25-yard line.
Tackled by Abidal Vaca.
Nice kick by
And Lower Merion will take over on the
number 2, Drew Van Horn.
yard line.
Across the front for the Aces on their line, left tackle Xavier Archowski, 52 Jack Diamondstein, 62 the center Matthew Curry, 56 the right guard Ranij Makaleli, 72 the tackle Toby Myers, tight end Aiden Flizzar, and now it's and a big play by Drew Van Horn. tackle for a loss, Ben Booker. And Nolan Carroll getting credit for that tackle too. Now number 11, Mekhi Smith in at quarterback. Second and 12. Smith back to throw, looking deep, and ball sails over everybody around the 40. Intended for number 2, Sam Zhang. Brings up a 3rd and 12 for the Aces. Number 4, Zion Gray checking in. Number 20, Zach Bond checks out. Number 21, honorary captain Abi Vaca in at it's like defensive end. Motion across the floor. Oh, and a whistle. Whistle and a flag.
It's fascinating with no bands, the things you hear.
Delay a game there. The call, 5-yard penalty. It's going to be.
Penalty on Lower Merion will bring it to a 3rd and 20.
Oh, and some pressure on Smith, and he goes down. Zach Myers, number 51, gets credit for the sack. Pressure coming off that the right side for Smith. Drew Van Horn crashing hard as well. Declan Mack once again back to punt.
Declan Mack punting, Nolan Carroll returning.
Ooh, and they almost got to this one. Fair catch called for by Drew Van Horn. At the 40, that was some good concentration there. There's a lot of traffic in there for that catch.
Coach Boyd is the offensive coordinator, but also coaches those return guys. Will take great pride in knowing that on multiple times during the practice week, he had the punt returners catching punts with numerous people in their face, running, distracting them, yelling. So that practice obviously paid off.
Jags with some substitutions in on the line. Mazzaro's still in at quarterback. And this pitch goes out to Sacamando. And he picks up about 9 on first down for a 2nd and short. Second and 2, we'll call it. Mazzaros to throw, and he's looking for Van Horn, and he's got him for a touchdown. 32-yard touchdown pass, Mazzaros to Van Horn. That'll bring the score to 27-0. With 6 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in the half.
I like Nolan Carroll, but I'm going to have to let the PA guy know since we're right outside his window that number 2 is in fact Drew Van Horn.
Yeah. This kick up and good. 4 for 4. Good job by Lassick to get that one down on the tee. Little tough one there.
Yeah, it's good handle by the backup quarterback.
So 28-0, 6 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in the first half.
Lower Merion hasn't had much success stringing together positive plays so far. But if you're Coach Augustine, I'm sure the focus is just pick up a first down, move the sticks, give yourself a fresh set of downs. Obviously, the score is 28-0. They've got some catching up to do, but focus has to just be on the next drive, the next possession. You can't do anything about what's happened so far. Focus on what you do in the next one.
This kick down to about the 15, taken by Sam Zhang. He's hit at the 25 and taken down at the 28-yard line.
Sam Zhang on the return, brought down by Will Snyder.
Number 3, Will Snyder. Number 11, Jack Burba, in on the tackle. Jaguars defense comes out. Makai Smith. Give goes to Booker, and he's tackled in the backfield by, I believe it, is it Checchio?
It's probably Nolan Carroll.
Trevor Saccomundi. Apologies from in that linebacker as well. Made that tackle for a loss. Smith looks to throw, and he unleashes a good pass across the middle, complete to Zion Gray. Gets all the lost yardage back and gets them into a 3rd and 5 situation.
Yeah, well, 3rd and manageable.
Yeah. So you have 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. A lone setback is Zach Bond. And Smith looking to throw. He's under pressure, and he goes down. Number 50, Vince Manna, came in and gets the sack for the Jaguars.
The Aces are going to send out the punting. To return, Drew Van Horn. We apologize. Number 2 is Van Horn. There's 2 number 2s listed.
Well, they got it right at least.
Public address announcer apologizing for calling Drew Van Horn Dean Kohler all morning, or Nolan Carroll all morning. Oh, this kick. Oh, takes a good Lower Merion bounce. This will be the down at the 25 by Lower Merion, Andrew Payne. And this will be the worst starting field position for Garnet Valley in this entire game.
Yeah, just inside their own 25, so.
Yeah, it's a good kick that time by.
Yeah, well done by Mack and by that protection unit up front, because Minjoni, he was coming. He was looking, had a gap, saw him move just pre-snap, but Mack was able to get it off without getting it blocked. And big change of field position.
Yep. Number 78, Max D'Antonio in at right guard. Now giving David Dorff a break. Oh, and this is Lassick in, and he completes this pass to
Minjoni.
Pink Sox.
Minjoni. Pink Sox is right.
Minjoni. So that's a big gainer for the Jags and a first down at the 42-yard line. 17-yard catch and run. Ooh, Lassick hands off and another first down. This
Minjoni again.
is Minjoni. Another big gainer. Good for 15 plus, and another first down inside Aces territory. 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the half. Lassick puts it up.
that is
intended for
100%.
McDowell. And he's going to get the pass interference call.
Flag is out. Looks like pass interference against the Aces.
McDowell running up that seam, that familiar tight end route that we've come to see from the Jaguars.
We talked about it earlier this year. It's unlike the NFL where it's a spot foul and that would have been a 30-yard penalty.
Yeah.
It's just 15. So
They get
if
by
you're
and tackle.
if you're beaten, take the 15. Live to play another play.
Yep. So this will move the ball down to about the 25-yard line of, call it the 20.
Valley ball
Yes, the 25-yard line
on the 25.
of Lower Merion.
First and 10.
Larrera split to the bottom of the screen. Bernard in the backfield. And Lassick throws complete to Larreris. And he's tackled. The clock will keep running.
Get out of bounds, young man.
2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the first half.
Brings up a second and 2.
Second and a long 2 for the Jaguars. No timeouts called yet in this game. By either
Beautiful
team.
thing.
Yeah.
Not like there's a baseball game today.
Starts in 20 minutes. The give inside, tough yards, hit early is Jason Bernard, but just keeps the legs moving and powers through for another Garnet Valley first down.
Bernard, tackled by Charlie Coyle.
Number 30, Roman Panarella, tight end, sprinting off the field. Lassick give to Larreris.
Ronnie Lararis, brought down by Ben Booker.
Pickup of 5.
Bringing up second and 5.
Second and 5 for the Jags. Minute 16 clock running. This give goes to Bernard, and he's into the end zone untouched for another Garnet Valley touchdown. 34-0 is the Garnet Valley lead right now. And a very important extra point coming up for Drew Van Horn. As you know, the
Bigger than anyone knows.
35-point lead would activate in the second half the running clock.
Van Horn, the extra point.
Snap is good. Kick is up. Kick is good.
Kick is good.
Whew.
Bring us to
5 for 5.
35, Lower Merion nothing.
35-0 Garnet Valley. Jags just, Lower Merion, a tough season. losses to some pretty good football teams, the Ridleys, the Strathavens, and of the world. Probably their best game was against Conestoga, where it was pretty good this year. They battled them to within a point. Lost that game by 15-14.
Yeah, 15-14 was a good game. Watching it on film, Lower Merion played well. They had Conestoga on their heels. Just came out the 1 point short, like you mentioned, but
you can see the talent level is there. It's and there's some of these opportunities that are set up and just haven't been able to capitalize on them. And Van Horn kicks this one deep, but it's going to go out of bounds.
Van Horn's kick will go out of bounds.
So the Aces will get this one at the 35-yard line with 1:07 left to go in the half. Mackay Smith, the kicker.
On the 35-yard line.
with today being a Saturday game, all the other Central League action was last night. So we'll go through some of those scores. Ridley had a 28-14 win over Conestoga. Upper Darby with a 14-7 non-league win over Ben Salem.
Smith back to throw, and he goes deep, looking for his receiver, Sam Zhang. Decent coverage. Is that Will Snyder running with
Yep,
him?
Will Snyder.
Number 3, Will Snyder. This Garnet Valley defense I mentioned, averaging, holding teams to about 8 points per game. Notice the play of Logan Hamilton and Joe Cecchio leading the team in tackles and tackles for loss, which is a testament to your entire defensive line by freeing those guys up to make those big plays. Oh, this give goes underneath, but nothing doing as the pine needles fall.
This is a beautiful fall day for it to be sitting out in the stands.
It is. You can't see it, but we are set up out totally within the elements with all of the electronics and cameras and soundboards and computers. And if it was a cold and rainy fall day, we'd be in big trouble right here. But so far, it's been a joy. 20 seconds left to go in the half. Smith looking to throw, and he's got a completion across the middle. And a tackle made inside Garnet Valley territory. Completion to number 8, Aiden Flizzer. Clock stops.
I think 11.1.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough to see.
I think it's 11 seconds, and Lower Merion calls its first timeout.
Mentioned some of those other scores from Central League. Haverford beat Lincoln High School 35-14 in a non-league game. Haverford and Upper Darby have one additional non-league game other than the other Central League teams who play a 9-game league schedule. Those two play on Thanksgiving every year, so they get an extra non-league game. Strathaven in their bid to be the 1 seed and remain undefeated in the Central League like the Jaguars. They beat Radnor last night 42-0 and have moved to 7-0 in Central League action. Again, the Jaguars and Panthers do not play this year.
They should play on Thanksgiving.
So we've been trying to tell the coaches.
Undisputed Central League champion.
You never know where either team will be in the playoffs.
That's right.
Just schedule it on Thanksgiving Day. Central League Championship.
Long ball incomplete.
This pass is incomplete. 6 seconds left in the half.
Also intended for Sam Zing.
It's up a 2nd and 10.
6 seconds left to go. This may be the last play of the half. Number 60, Kieran Gallagher, checks out for the Jags. They bring in some extra deep help. You got back there, you got Tyler Lassick, Will Snyder. Snap. Smith looking for room. He gets rid of the ball. Oh, and it's intercepted
By Dean Kohler.
inside the 5-yard line
Wow.
by Dean Kohler.
At the 1-yard line.
A great one-handed catch.
That'll bring us to the half.
And that's the end of the first half.
Wow. What a catch. What a play by Kohler.
Yeah.
Behind the home branch.
So the Jaguars take a 35-0 lead into the locker room for halftime, which means that the second half will feature the Mercy Rule running clock, and this halftime will be just about 15 minutes long because, as we mentioned, the bands aren't performing today. So we're going to take you right to the Greg's halftime interview because I think they spent quite a bit of time talking with Dan Foltz from the Garnet Valley Alumni Association. So let's hear what they had to say earlier this week.
Hello, everyone. Greg Mink back again for week 8. We're here to do our pregame Zoom. I wanted to welcome Dan Foltz from the Alumni Association. Thanks for Dan for joining us, first of all.
Thanks, Greg. I appreciate the opportunity. It's great to see you.
I know I missed you last weekend at all the homecoming festivities for the Pencrest game. I know you were out of town. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. It was a beautiful night.
I did.
Jags got the win.
Absolutely.
First of all, we always take this opportunity. I want to thank you personally, but also on behalf of the football program for the sponsorship of the game. There's so many family members out of state, out of town, brothers, cousins, grandparents, whatever, that their only opportunity to watch the games are through the streams. And so to be able to pull that off, we couldn't do it without the sponsors each week. Certainly coming up with the playoffs on, in a few weeks, if we take care of business these last few weeks with the games. But, we certainly couldn't do it without the sponsorship. So thank you for that.
It's our pleasure. We are so grateful to you and to Pat for all your talent and just being the voices of the Valley and really personifying who we are as a school district and a community. So thank you for what you do, and we're proud to partner with you to represent the alumni.
Yeah, we enjoy it. Pat and I talk throughout the week about, the previous game. We critique ourselves. We critique the broadcast. We've obviously got Tor Marcus and Goodies, one of our film guys. So we like to give him a hard time about his camera work, pat him on the back, as long as his head doesn't get too big. But we have fun with it. And people seem to enjoy it. So we'll keep doing it as long as they'll have us. How's that? I know as representing the Alumni Association, you wanted to talk a little bit about a few different things and a few different initiatives coming up. So I'll just kick it over to you. I'll hand it to you to run the show.
Yeah, Greg, again, thank you. I mean, you and Pat play a huge role in the communication for all the extracurriculars, not just for football, but also really being proponents to so many groups and organizations, the band, and just people from out of town really rely on you for your communication and your awesome play-by-play. I know we enjoy it. You certainly are a chip off your father's heart with all that he's done for the program as well. The alumni, if I can just categorize it for a second, is really an arm to so many aspects of the school community. We're part of the fabric, and I think part of the electricity of the alumni program is that we all can play a role and be involved. And I think our success factor with having such a great alumni program here at Garnet Valley is the synergy of folks like you, folks like Pat, people who have kind of come back to the school community, raised their family here, want to be a part of the fabric of the football program, of different organizations around the school community, and really recognize the alumni. There's so many alumni that live in the district, as well as in the surrounding regions. But I think what we, as the alumni program, as well as your Streamcast does, is it really gives a chance for people all over the world to really participate in the alumni organization, as well as seeing those awesome Friday Night Lights games. And we're doing such a great job right now with watching, Coach Ricky take an awesome bow last year to Coach Van Wyck this year, really just taking it by storm. But we've been proud as an alumni organization to partner with the football program, to champion scholarship programs, to help organizations like the band and different groups like Post Prom, being able to reach out to different groups in need throughout the year, whether it be sports or different group organizations, and also to raise funds for great events like the annual or the biannual bash that we do. We do it every 2 or 3 years. Because of COVID, we've kind of stretched that a little bit more, but we're going to be having a fabulous all alumni bash like we've done the last couple of times over the past 6 years. 2,000 people show up. It's a festive occasion for all alumni and teachers and families of alumni to come together in a reasonable night to share in some great fellowship. And so we're going to be doing that on May 20th of 2023. We're proud to do it at one of our lead partner lots, which is Team Toyota of Glen Mills, which I know is one of your big sponsor partners as well. And they're willing to take on the huge responsibility of having that event there. So we're very proud on May 20th of 2023 to host that event.
That's great. I hadn't known that. And you mentioned Lisa Diskin is a huge supporter of the program, the homecoming festivities, multiple different things throughout the school year to support not only the athletic department, but the senior class and the students as well. So they're a fantastic sponsor. That's great. I hadn't heard that yet, but I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's nice just to have, everybody from all over the community, and it's for alumni, it's for families of alumni, for spouses and children, and it's nice. Like you and I share something in that we have children that have gone through Garnet Valley. You in the case of having graduates, so it's an opportunity for them to come back and see a very different look out of Garnet Valley in a different lens, being an alumni, and just see all the businesses that have flourished and the people who have moved really back into the region to be able to support that. But really, when you talk about the school district and how successful it has been, I think the alumni plays a very pivotal role in being part of the arm of the success. I think if you talk about people who've been here in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, even through the 90s, who were here at a time when the school was at very much more of an infantile stage, we really helped, really blaze that trail for what is today, and that is the innovation, the awesome programs and technology we have in the school, how well there's a marriage between the school educational process as well as the sports programs, how it's important for sports to really have that equal balance. And you've done such a great job as a coach as well to really initiate that. So I think all these ingredients make up an awesome recipe called Garnet Valley. It's a lifestyle. We're excited about where the school is going, and some of just the synergy that happens between the school. I mean, when you ride by the school on a Friday night, the lights are on. It's a home game. I mean, it's something just undescribable, and it's exciting to see that that's what this district has turned into. So I'm proud to represent the alumni program, which has over 11,000 members. I feel like McDonald's over 1 million served, but we really are a big group. I did a poll the other day on Facebook. I'm very vocal on Facebook, and we have multiple people in every state of this country, as well as more than 43 different countries worldwide. So we have really left the nest, but we've also stayed in touch and we're very proud to have all those people involved with our program.
And you mentioned the worldwide reach, the broadcasts and how they do. I know Pat and I know from last year, one of our seniors, Joey Halloran, who's now down at Salisbury playing lacrosse, but his uncle, Tom, was in Australia. And so he would check in the next day, watch the games Saturday morning in his time zone from Australia. Earlier this season, I mentioned it on the air. I had a text during the broadcast from a classmate of mine, Joey Jones, who was in Bali with his wife having coffee, which was, I believe, again, the next morning. They were out at breakfast watching our game. So we truly do reach a global audience from an alumni standpoint, which is really cool. It's cool to know that there's people all over watching.
And there's really a balance too, because most people might not know this, but a little bit more than 42% of our local community population is senior living communities, is older citizens, and they're participating. People at Marist Grove, people at Riviera, Belmont, all of these different great communities, 55 and over. A lot of our teachers, I know, just to reference, we lost a very good, very iconic teacher and coach this year, who really meant a lot to all of us. Dale Cresley, Mr. Cresley, was just really personified the teacher, coach, mentor to all of us. And he, even in his post Garnet Valley teaching and coaching years, came up to the press box, worked in the press box with Mr. Wenner and Dr. Castafaro and many of us, including yourself. And it just was a joy to watch him enjoy even the post years of Garnet Valley. And boy, we miss him dearly. He was a person who really gave a tremendous amount to the school community. And he represents many of the fabric of Garnet Valley teachers. We really, I use the word revere, but we really do have a great relationship with our teachers and our post teachers here. And it is because they really, truly get involved with the program here, like Dale Cresley did. And so our thoughts are always with the family of Mr. Cresley. But we really want to let everyone know that the alumni really, we want to make sure that there's a special place that we can mention him here on Friday as somebody we want to remember this year who did a lot for this community.
Absolutely. Well, this week's a little bit different for us in that it's an away game, and we're used to seeing Dale and his buddies, his crew up there in the press box, not on the road so much. But this is a Saturday afternoon game, which is unique for us. We only play one every couple of years. This is an away game at Lower Merion. They don't have lights, so we'll be Saturday afternoon at 1:30, and then we have a bye week. Uncharacteristically, we tried to get an opponent for week 9, but there were some changes to the Central League this year. So we're away this week, we're off next week, and then we finish on Halloween weekend. Friday, October 28th will be our next home game. So it's the next opportunity that we'll have walking into the box on a Friday night and remembering, the seat that he sat in and seeing him sit in the box. So I appreciate you, and the program appreciates you bringing him up. And again, thank you for the sponsorship. Thank you for all that you do in the community. We couldn't do it without you guys. And here's to hoping that we have to fill the sponsors for multiple games coming up in November. That would mean things were going the way we hope. So that's our hope.
We're feeling good, and if the crowd size and the enthusiasm is half the battle, we're in good shape. So, Greg, thanks for your time today, and thanks for the program that you all.
Thanks again, Dan. We'll see you around.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back from halftime. Back at Lower Merion High School, where the Jaguars hold a 35-0 lead going into the second half of play. Lower Merion won the toss at the beginning of the game, and they deferred, so they will get the ball to start the second half. So Drew Van Horn will bring the kicking team out to get the second half started, which will feature the running clock due to the 35-point lead in high school football. So clock will only stop at timeouts, change of possession, and touchdowns. And some rare other circumstances, but out of bounds, first downs, etc., the clock will continue to run.
Which is a beautiful thing.
Is for a loaded day like today, it's
Run clock
sure
run.
It's not fun for Lower Merion to be on the short end of that score, but they just came out at halftime, and it's a good reminder of what high school sports is all about. The fans are still here; they're still cheering, and these guys are working hard all the time, and you keep coming back. And a lot of lessons to be learned from being on the bad end of some of these games as there is to being on the front end. So
Absolutely. And coaches want to see how kids respond in situations like this.
this kick fielded by Zhang around the 10, and he's brings it up across the 25 to the 27.
Zhang with a return, tackled by Timothy Commerce, among others. And the Aces will start
Be first and 10 from the 28-yard line of Lower Merion.
Yeah, it was a really nice tackle by Trevor Sacamandi on that kickoff. Flying downfield, managed to get off the one block that they tried to get on him, and was able to get the returner down.
Declan Mack, the quarterback. Oh, he keeps it. Oh, and breaks through the middle of the line for a first down. He faked the handoff to Booker, and there's a huge collision. And Mack smartly pulled it back and spun out of there and picked up the first down.
Yeah, I thought for sure he had already handed the ball off, and he spun out of that and came out of it with the ball. That was well done.
13-yard pickup for the Aces. This give goes to Zhang around the right side, and evades 3 tackles. Gets down to almost another first down. Pick up about 9. It's going to be second and short.
9 yards.
This time it does go to Booker, and he is swallowed up in the backfield very quickly on that blitz by Trevor Sacamandi.
Timothy Comers on the backfield tackle.
If you can hear the PA address announcer here at Lower Merion, they have an outdated Garnet Valley roster. And so it is not number 8 Timothy Comers, it's number 8 Trevor Sacamandi.
Declan Mack looking to throw. Oh, had an open man in number 4 Zion Gray. Got it laid out for it, but couldn't complete it. Brings up a 4th down for the Aces. And they're going to bring out the punting team.
4th and 6. 4th and 7. Lower Merion is electing to punt.
Dean Kohler drops back.
Kick. Dante DeBono to return.
Oh, and a flag comes out. That might be illegal. False start by Lower Merion will be a 5-yard penalty.
Kicking team, bring it back.
Well, they shifted out of their punt look. They did this earlier in the season and went to a offensive set, and Mack looked like he was taking off to roll out here to the left, but they jumped off sides, so now they're just going to punt. Nice punt.
Good punt goes over
Wow.
Kohler's head and takes an Aces bounce inside the 15. So the Jags will start around the 13.
Start on their 12-yard line.
That's 2 of them today that he's launched.
It was a 50-some yard, 50, 60-yard punt.
57-yard punt, I
Yeah.
think.
So the Jags deep in their own zone. Set. This give. Oh, and the ball is out. Fumble recovered by Lower Merion. That was Trevor Sacamandi on the carry, looking like he was picking up some good yards, and then caught a helmet right in the breadbasket, and ball pops out. Lower Merion picks up the fumble recovery.
Aces with their best field position of the day.
Yeah. Declan Mack gives to Booker. And that pile moves forward for about 5. Calling it
And Booker,
2nd and 5 for the
brought
Aces
down by Dean Bianco.
at the 17-yard line.
Abhinav Vaca.
Oh, and he
Oh.
loses the handle of this. And Mack is tackled for a loss by number 51, Zach Myers.
Declan Mack,
Oh.
sacked by Zach Myers. Logan Hamilton. To the 3rd and 12.
I'm not.
We apologize for the wind in the mic noise. There's nothing we
Yeah.
can do about it. We are out in the elements.
Oh, and this give goes to number 21, Zach Bond. But he's wrapped up
Brought down by Logan Hamilton for
by
a loss.
25, Logan Hamilton, for yet another tackle for a loss.
A 4th and 20.
4th and 20 now for the Aces.
And after the fumble recovery, they had a first down on the 21-yard line. But they've gone back. They've gone backwards and now put themselves in a 4th and 20 from the 30. Not ideal. Certainly limits your play calling capability at 4th and 20.
Yep. See what they have dialed up. They need to get to the 10-yard line for a first down. Oh, and they quick kick it on 4th down, if you could call it that.
Punts the ball.
So they
Good out of bounds.
punt it inside the
Jaguars
10.
will take over at the 9.
I mean, not a terrible idea.
No. Yeah, versus the I mean, you're the risk reward there is, down 35 points. Maybe it doesn't matter, but just kind of thinking.
You start the
For the
Jags now
regular
from
fun.
their own 8 or their own 9, not
Yeah.
the 30.
Right. Exactly. Oh, that time Dean Kohler
Ben Booker.
stacked up by Ben Booker, the other running back, for a no gain on the play. Looked like a tackle for a loss, but just caught him right at the line of scrimmage. Forward progress, no gain. 2nd and 10.
Jack Burba, number 11, in. Senior slot back for the Jags.
Pitch out this time. Turned upfield. Tackled after a gain of about 3.
Andrew Cook and Sam Zhang on the tackle.
3rd and 7.
Brings up 3rd and
Dean Kohler.
No 90-plus yard touchdown on that one.
Sam Zhang comes up from the corner position and makes the play.
Do want to give credit to Dean Kohler. We mentioned it last week. His 97-yard touchdown, as verified by the statistician, tied a Garnet Valley School record for the longest. From 1983, Aaron Sam.
Well, class of 83, season of 82. That was the 42-35 loss to Chichester. A real shootout. Yeah, I was sending text messages back and forth, and then I saw in the paper they only gave him credit for 96. So then I just saw on the website this week that the official notation is 97. So, Dean, you're in pretty good company being listed next to Aaron Sam.
The ball,
One of the
officially, the
best that
ball
ever
was
played.
just outside the 3, but touching the 3 because it was on the hash. So actually touching the 3-yard line.
Oh, and a good kick from the 18.
Well done by Brandon McConnell, the Jags punter. Seen some good punts today.
So that one good for about 50 yards as well. Brandon McConnell doesn't get a lot of opportunities out there as a kicker, as a punter. I mean, but when hit one here, and then last week had that one that was like right inside, angled out inside the 5-yard line. It's good to know he's there when you need him.
Clock's running, so that will be the last play of the quarter as it's about to sound.
Yep, that'll bring the 3rd quarter to a close. No scoring in that quarter. It's 35-0 Garnet Valley.
Garnet Valley, Lower Merion 0.
Take another opportunity to thank our game sponsor this week, Colleen Albany Dorosh and Compass Real Estate.
Concessions are being sold by the Merion.
Great members of the Garnet Valley community, both families, the Albanys and the Doroshes. I remember Ryan from not that many years ago, was it?
Yeah, doesn't feel like it, does it?
Doesn't feel like it, but it could be. And of course, the Garnet Valley Alumni Association, and put in a little plug for the all-class gala coming. They're doing another one, promising to make it the best one ever. Going to be on May 20th at facility will be at the parking lot of the Team Toyota.
Yeah, new venue.
Concordville, yeah. So, of course, Lisa Diskin, Class 84, hosting, and sure it'll be a great event at a great venue. Give goes to Booker. He's hitting the backfield. Stopped for no gain.
Tackled by Dean Bianco for a small gain.
Got Nick Romanello in there. Nick Scamuffa in on defense. Number 80, Jonathan Bowman. Number 22, Nolan Carroll. Number 30, Roman Panarella playing safety. It's a big safety out there, isn't it?
It is. You didn't see many tight ends / safeties.
Yeah. I hope he's faster than his father. He's playing safety.
I can vouch for the fact that, yes, he is. And has better hands.
Going to bring up a 3rd and 4.
Clock continues to run. 10:37 left in this one. False start, Lower Merion.
Called on Lower Merion.
So another miscue. Goes from 3rd and manageable to 3rd and long. 3rd and 9 now for the Aces.
Yeah, difference between 3rd and 4 and 3rd and 9 certainly changes your play calling options, like the 4th and 20.
Yeah. Oh. That time the big left tackle, Xavier Archowski,
Another false start will bring the ball back.
jumped and moves it back to now to be a 3rd and 14.
Ouch.
Declan Mack under pressure, throws it
Mack airs it out.
deep down the middle. Nobody had a chance for that one.
Bring up
I think that was just a miscommunication. He had receivers wide running vertical routes on both sides down the numbers, and he threw that ball right down the seam, pretty much right down the middle of the field. I'm not sure if Mack expected something that wasn't a route run that wasn't there, or vice versa, but incomplete nonetheless.
In punt formation, kick, angles out of bounds. Side judge there with his foot right on the 35-yard line.
35-yard line.
Jaguars offense comes out. Number 70, Dylan Morano in there. 65, Evan Cohen. 57, Tommy Giuliano. 92, Max David. Oh, and this, a lot of traffic in the backfield, and
Hayden Lewis brought down by Andrew Cook.
Jags tackled for a loss.
Brings up 2nd and 12.
This is now number 18, Aiden Boyce, the quarterback. 6 foot, 152-pound junior. That give goes right up the middle, but tackled for a loss is Nick Romanello.
Andrew Cook now bringing down Nick Romanello, brings up a 3rd and 10.
Number 50, Andrew Cook, on the tackle, linebacker for Lower Merion. Give in the middle. Again for a short gain. This will bring up another 4th down.
Nick Carbone ends up the middle for a short gain, but it brings up 4th and 7. The Garnet Valley's going to punt.
Get another look at McConnell. Tyler Lassick, the long snapper for the punts.
Andy McConnell to punt.
Jags making sure they got enough players on the field. Oh, McConnell trouble handling the snap. Oh, and he gets it off.
McConnell gets the punt off.
And it rolls out of bounds right around midfield. Pretty athletic play by the punter to salvage that. He had two aces tracking him down, Brennan Else and number 6, Joshua Barrow Adams. But
instead of being tackled inside your own 15, they have it all the way out at midfield. Ball rolled out right at the 50. That's a 35-yard heads-up play.
Yeah. This give goes up the middle. Host of Jaguars there, Drew Cavini.
Zach Bond carrying, brought down by Drew Keaveney.
All right, who said it better, me or him?
It's actually Keaveney.
Keaveney. I always want to just call him Kevney, but Keaveney. This kept by Mack, and he's snowed under by the middle of the Jaguar defense.
Declan Mack keeps it for no gain. Brought down by Nick Romanello.
Number 87, Jake Peterson, in on the tackle as well.
3rd and 7.
Clock now under 3 minutes and 30 to go in the game. Mack looking to throw, and this is set up the screen. Set up well, but sniffed out quickly by Nick Romanello that time and tackled for a short gain.
And it brings up the 4th and 7.
They're going to set up to punt. But are they going to punt? The fans questioning the logic of punting.
No, they shifted out of that punt look again.
Yeah, this might be the play they were talking about earlier. rolls out and passes, and it's complete to number 1, Charlie Coyle, for a first down. That's the play they wanted to run when they had the false start, and that time it converts for a first down. Clock still running, however, now under 1 minute and 50 to go. And the flag comes out. We got someone lined up in the neutral zone for the Jaguars, so it'll be a 5-yard penalty. Clock does continue to run, though. By the time this play goes, now we're under a minute to go. Mack rolls out to his left, throws the ball downfield out of bounds, intended for number 2, Sam Zhang. And the referee blows the whistle to stop the clock. Timeout for Lower Merion. Make a last attempt here to get into the end zone on the 37-yard line.
And Lower Merion's obviously trying to use the clock with the running clock, try and get the ball down in the end zone here, put a drive together late in the game. Just something to build off of late going into next week.
Special thanks to our crew, our broadcast partners at Sports Fan Base Network, Kevin Conley, our camera operators today, Jack Cap and Dale. Goody Marcuson here at the game, but wasn't sure if he was on call or not this week, so wasn't able to work his magic on the cameras for us. And of course, our Garnet Valley football alumni sponsors. And we didn't mention any, but there were some plenty of big plays in the game today that we could have attributed to the class of '85 alumni defensive play of the game. And here's a ball downfield coverage by Kohler, and it falls incomplete. But I think we will say the pre-halftime interception by Kohler was a pretty big play. We'll tag that one for the Garnet Valley football alumni class of '85 in memory and honor of Joseph Albany Jr.
Absolutely. You don't see many better defensive plays by D-backs out in the open field like that. That was a heck of an interception and kept it 35-0 late in the half.
So there's a timeout on the field with about 26 seconds left to go in this one. Couple more plays, maybe. And Zhang is running towards the end zone, and he gets in the end zone for a touchdown. Lower Merion gets on the board late in the game.
And we mentioned them using those timeouts. able to get themselves a nice completion hookup. Good throw by Mack. They avoid the shutout.
On the extra point attempt.
Number 42, Owen Folk, in to try the extra point.
That's good.
And that's good.
Brings up to
So the
35.
Jaguars lead is 35-7. Just a little time left.
I mentioned last week, Pat, about Garnet Valley. I did verify this week that Garnet Valley did in fact stop offering driver's education as a course in the school. So for any of the listeners, viewers out there who have kids that are interested in getting driving courses, who's preparing to get their license, A&B Driving School, run by longtime Garnet Valley resident Dan Heavens, father of former GV lacrosse player Allie Heavens. They provide really good instruction. They give a 6-lesson course. They actually administer the driving test themselves. So for anybody that's interested in that opportunity, since driver's ed isn't being offered, feel free to reach out to A&B Driving School, 610-358-5577.
Is that for adults too? Because I have a list.
Yeah. Listen, I've got a few. I've got a few relatives who should go to that school. But it's a great opportunity. It's well done. I can vouch for it. 2 of my older kids did it, and so it's a great opportunity to get your kids lessons and get their license.
Folk with the squib kick. Oh, and it's caught in the air. By number 6, Joshua Barrow Adams, just kind of lofted up in the air and caught it in stride. What a great play to finish on.
You are allowed to do that. You just can't advance it. So the ball is dead where it is caught.
Yeah.
And with the running clock, that'll be it.
So the clock runs, the clock expires here. Let's see what the referee's going to make a call here. And time runs out, the game is over. So the Jaguars win it 35-7. They take their Central League winning streak up to 41 games in a row. The Aces fall to 2-6. Jaguars 8-0. They have an open week next week. And in 2 weeks, they will take on Conestoga to finish the regular season at home. Closing thoughts, Coach.
Yeah, the game got away from Lower Merion pretty quickly in that second quarter. Garnet Valley had two scores pretty quickly that took it from 14-0 to 28-0, and Lower Merion was just playing catch up at that point. Once you get behind 4 scores, it's tough. You start trying to do some things more quickly than you'd like to as a coaching staff, knowing you need a lot of scores. So it takes you out of your normal play calling rhythm a little bit. And Garnet Valley just kept their foot on the pedal and got up 35 and got some young guys in the game in the second half, and it was a quick half. But yeah, the Jags take advantage of the win. They'll go to 8-0, 7-0 in the Central League, and as you mentioned, the last contest for them is 2 weeks from today with the bye week next week. Finish off on Friday, Halloween weekend against Conestoga, a very good, very physical Conestoga football team. So they have that, and I just heard the PA announcer that Lower Merion will be on the road next week at Springfield.
All right, so doesn't get a whole bunch easier for them, but we, again, one more time, thank our partners at SFBN, the Garnet Valley Football Alumni Association, Goody Marcuson, everybody involved with our broadcast. For Greg Mink, I'm Pat Patterson. Good afternoon, everybody. Go Phillies, go Penn State.